Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to a podcast that has been highly anticipated, often talked about, never duplicated. 108 stitches.
Let's go.
Now, that's not a Friday night in Farmer in New Bedford, although it could be. Okay? 108 stitches is very simply how many stitches there are in a baseball. Now, we fucked up the name. I went from 182 to 82. I fucked up the name every which way but possible. Okay? And I apologize. But it don't mean a fucking thing until tonight, and I promise I will never fuck the thing up again. Okay?
Sounds good.
And for all the misses out there listening, and for the children, the poor children, I'm sorry. But I am a sinner. Don't ever get it twisted. Introduction to the very first podcast of 108 Stitches, and one that the question is, can we do 108 podcasts?
Let's try.
That would be a remarkable day, ladies and gentlemen. Dana, Brian, Quinn, if we could do 108 podcasts, this is podcast 2. Mm-hmm. If we could do 108 podcasts, that would be one hell of a day.
106 small.
Call into work sick the next day. That's what kind of day that is going to
be in Hawaii, the 108th one, I can say that.
Ooh, now you're talking. Never been to Hawaii. Anybody here? Never been to Hawaii.
Yeah, I had my honeymoon in Hawaii.
Bucket
Really?
list.
Quinn, you been there?
I've been there once.
What's it like?
Well, it was Honolulu. I was in junior high, but it looked pretty good to me.
Brian?
I did Oahu, the main island.
Yeah.
Kauai Gardens was awesome.
Yeah.
And Kona.
Really? You
Awesome coffee.
smoking that Hawaiian weed? No?
No Hawaiian weed, but lots of Kona coffee.
What's Kona coffee?
Oh, it's awesome.
Coffee with weed in it.
Cocaine? Is that what? No. Okay.
No drugs other than what's already in it.
Well, yeah, sure. How are you, Dave? No.
Nah, I've never been to Hawaii. Would love to go to a bucket list for sure.
Well, let's try to get to that 108 stints. That'd be an unbelievable milestone. Lots going on in baseball, but before we dive in full steam, obviously the pitchers and catchers have reported. The Red Sox have an interim manager. I want one person at this table to talk about what me and Quinn did the other night. So I want one person at this table to give me one good reason why the Red Sox management and organization hung the interim title on Ron Renicky. Give me one good reason. Do you want me to read the website? I definitely.
I'll say the report. The report hasn't come out, and they're waiting on that to make. And when the report comes out, and we'll see what happens with that. If he's implicated, I don't think he is, and that's what they're waiting on.
So you think that there's a possibility that he may be implicated?
It's a possibility. He works for Corey.
So why go there?
Exactly. I'm not sure if he is, but there's a possibility he is. Why would they not give him just let him be the manager and say you're the manager right up front?
It's coming out this week.
Yeah.
The commissioner said a lot of things this weekend, but one thing he did say was it's coming out this week, and I think a lot of people are going to be surprised. I think a lot of people are going to hear a lot of things that they don't want to hear.
Surprised in a good way or surprised in a bad way?
Surprised in a bad way.
Why would the commissioner? You remember, he works for the owners.
Mm-hmm. Right.
He works for the club. Does not work for the players. Does not work for the umpires. Does not work for the competition committee. He works for the owners.
Yeah. Correct.
With the commissioner of Major League Baseball, he wouldn't give the Red Sox a behind-the-scenes cut if he knew this Renicky was dirty. You think that he would let the Red Sox go and hire this guy to have him be replaced in 2 weeks? I mean, they are a $6.1 billion company. Repeat that, Brian. $6.1 billion. Liverpool and the Red Sox are their are their flagship properties.
Look, the Red Sox are going to be a shit show in 2020. Starting with their ownership, who they look like fools this weekend.
They certainly did.
Talking about Mookie Betts compared to the Nomar Garcia-Parra trade. I mean, they're absolutely out of their minds right now, including the commissioner.
Tell me about that, Quinn, a little bit. Tell me about
instead of just coming out, Michael, and saying, "Look, we offered Mookie Betts 2 or 3 different occasions this amount of money or that amount of money, and the kid just didn't want to sign here, and we got the best option, the best deal that we could, and just go with it." They've been there. The ownership has been there, I think, for about 20 years, give or take a couple of years, maybe 18. They've won 4 World Series in 18 years.
They have to apologize for nothing to nobody.
Just say, look, this is the best that we can get, and just don't come out and talk anymore. They're not good. They're not good with it.
Yeah,
they're hiding behind the screen here, and instead of just come out and saying, look, this is what happened. This is the best that we could get, and just go forward.
Right.
They're not doing that, and it's starting to aggravate me. And plus, they just got rid of Holt too, who, by the way, not only.
Why not sign Brock Holt? Favorite. All the mess.
What about the Jimmy Fund, man? He was the head of the Jimmy Fund.
I know.
I mean, come on.
To me, it makes no sense not to sign a guy like Brock Holt.
Who's making the decisions for the Red Sox? I'm not talking about the day-to-day decisions like the manager makes, but who's making, who's making decisions on signs, trades, and all that other stuff?
Well, it's definitely Bloom. I mean,
Hines.
Yeah, it got to be Hein Bloom.
Yeah.
Hein Bloom.
Well, the problem with Hein Bloom sounds like a Jewish mobster for starters. He should have, anyway, I mean,
violence.
He came in a mess.
Sure.
Dombrowski left that team a mess. He signed Sale for way too much. He signed Evaldi for way too much. They want to get under the cap, which they did. Was one of the reasons why Betts went and Price, and he came in on a mess.
Let me ask you a question. As a American black man, Mookie Betts, who's been to the top of the mountain professionally, right? Is it that outrageous that he says, "Hey, you know something, man? I love Boston. They were great to me. They paid me well. I won World Series with them. I learned how to win. They are an organization that the Dodgers only wish they could be." He says, "But, man, I want to take my turn in L.A. I want to go to Southern California.
Hey.
I want to wake up with palm trees in 70-degree weather. I want to do it out there. I want to be around other black money. I want to be around other black athletes with money. This is how I want to live my life." You know? He's not the first athlete to do that, and he's not going to be the last.
No, he took the money.
I mean, we didn't lose him to Milwaukee. We didn't lose him to Seattle.
No.
We didn't lose him to Tucson. We lost him to L.A., Los Angeles. I mean, listen, I love Boston, but I love L.A.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Remember the song? I love L.A.
Look, it's like that in every sport now. It's L.A., New York, Miami.
There are geographical locations, whether it is the weather, whether it is the racial climate, and I don't think that's the way in Boston anymore.
No.
I'm not going to dump that on Boston like it's like Boston deserved that for a long time. They no longer do. Okay? But there are states that don't charge income tax. Right? Nevada, Florida, someone else, a couple of them.
New Hampshire.
Okay.
Well, California, you can just come out of the game and shit on the street. It'll be good. They don't pick it up out there.
But there are reasons why you could argue are reasons to leave. You want the warm weather. You're tired of the winters. There's 100 ways to do that, and Mookie took that, and Mookie did it. Pitching, catchers are reporting. NBA All-Star Game. The NBA did itself proud, and Kobe and David Stern. And you know what I liked about this All-Star Game? It was also about David Stern passing too.
Yeah, everyone kind of forgot about him.
Everybody did. But the NBA did it. And I'm glad that they did it because guy was a genius.
he might be the greatest commissioner of all time.
Without question.
Yeah.
Certainly.
The NBA wouldn't be where it is right now without David Stern.
He also had Magic and Bird and
Yeah,
Jordan,
I mean,
too.
you also have the ultimate marketing
Right.
situation to play
marketing
off of,
situation,
too.
sure.
Yeah, but you know what's funny about that, though? The white guy was poor, and the black guy was middle class. That's what cracks me up about that. You know, I mean, Magic Johnson's like post office worker and a teacher, I think, like that. You know, Larry Bird's father killed himself, was drunk.
Right.
Okay, it's 108 stitches. When we get back, we got a lot of baseball to talk about, and we're gonna start chopping down the Houston Astros. We gave it to you the best we could that time. We'll try to do it the same next break. We'll be right back right after this.
Another summer has passed, and once again, your dream of having a pool in your backyard has come and gone. Right now is the time to make sure it doesn't happen again. Call Apollo Pools and Spas now and lock your date in for the pool you have always wanted, for you, your family, and friends to enjoy. Don't wait another minute. Call Matt Collins at Apollo Pools and Spas at 508-923-7381. 508-923-7381. Apollo Pools and Spas is located on Route 44, Lakeville, Mass. In today's day and age, security isn't a luxury, it's a must. That's why it's time you call Total Security Technology. Whether you're protecting your house from a break-in or package poachers, or protecting your business from vandals or thieves, Total Security Technology will help prevent the crime from happening or catch the criminal in the act with their state-of-the-art security system. Call the area's foremost security expert, Scott Bazinet, at Total Security Technology for a consult. Call Scott at 401-297-7982. That's 401-297-7982. Quality counts at Highland Fence. Highland Fence has been keeping neighbors friendly and protecting your businesses for 31 years. That's 31 years of serving Southeastern Mass and Rhode Island. Whether it's residential or commercial, Highland Fence's reputation is second to none. Remember, quality counts at Highland Fence. Call Highland Fence at 508-678-4650. 508-678-4650.
Life around here can be hard. Money's tight, unemployment's high, and sometimes opportunity seems too far away. You work hard and often. At times, you might not have the time or the energy to fight. The insurance companies in corporate America have endless resources and their pockets are full, and they don't fight fair. That's why when it comes to your legal matters, you need someone who's fought them and won over and over again. Someone who's going to take it personally, not get intimidated, not get bullied or pushed around for an early or unjust settlement. My record is proven. The results are clear. Let me and my firm fight for you when you need it most.
Hello, everybody. Welcome back to 108 pitches.
Stitches.
Stitches, you son of a bitch.
You want to change it to like
Bitches
going
get
down?
stitches.
No. Foul ball. No, 108 stitches. No, we're rolling with this.
Snitches
I
get
love it.
stitches.
Yeah, we'll have the 4 of a PD at our door already. Any second. All right, so we kind of did the rough over, okay? Now, let's get into
Houston Astros.
Houston,
yeah,
you have
I'm
a problem.
trying to hold on. I'm trying to get into that. All right, I think it starts with Cody Bellinger. I think he took the coverage. I think he cracked the lid from the players. I think he did all of that. Okay. Now, James, The technology that we put into it last night about playing the stuff off the YouTube, do we still have that available to us right now? Go get Cody Bellinger, Rips Astros on YouTube. Brian, go back there and check to make sure he has the right one. And we can play it for our listeners in its entirety. But essentially what he does, and you very rarely see, is professional players ripping other professional players in their own sport.
Yep.
Now, you have some malcontents that have done it. You have some guys that have done it here and there and everywhere. But for him to do it like he did it, without pomp and circumstance, without a big press conference, okay, without all that, standing at his locker,
Right.
okay, no bullshit, no frills, no attention seeking. I found him to be honest and unbelievably compelling. How did you find him?
I found it the same way. He was just telling it for real, telling the truth.
Sure.
How he felt about Altuve winning the
Sure.
MVP over
How
Judge.
he robbed Judge, all of it.
Everything. He just came out and he was
Stole his title,
telling it
changed
like
history.
it is. The Astros would flat out.
Yes,
cheese.
we do have that clip, by the way, and
We have
yeah,
that clip ready to go?
and that's refreshing to hear because
Sure.
you need to be able to hear how a player feels.
Guys are usually programmed. That he was deprogrammed. He was ready to go, and he let it rip. And it was surprising. Quinn, from a former player, from a guy, real close to that. Are you surprised?
No, I'm not surprised at all. The players are pissed off. It was a player-driven scandal. All right, and when the commissioner and MLB did their investigation, they gave those guys immunity.
Yeah.
Hey, tell us what you know,
See-
and the players are pissed off.
Now,
They don't, they don't think that there's not enough. They went after the general managers and coaches, which we all know they're gone.
yeah.
Yep.
And they paid an adequate price, I think.
Any owner.
And you're coming down to money too, Michael. You're coming down to money. So, for a good example, was in 2017, Altuve won the MVP.
Yeah.
Aaron Judge was in second.
Yeah.
You're talking money. You're
Course,
talking
yeah.
incentives.
Bonus
You're talking,
money.
you're talking
Aaron
millions
Judge,
of
an
dollars.
MVP of Major League Baseball in New York City, could be worth $25-50 million.
I mean, it just
Sure.
And the face of MLB, Trout, came out over the weekend too and had a couple of things to say,
Yeah.
along with Justin Turner, along with Lester today.
But I
They
like
are not
how
happy.
they did it. They didn't call a big press conference. It was very natural. It was very genuine. It was very honest.
The Astros did.
No, like how the
the
players
players.
went about
The players
it.
who were coming
What
out.
about how the players did
Right.
it?
Okay.
You don't think Cody Bellinger said, I'm putting the Astros on blast. I want a press conference with Chavez Ravine. Every camera from here to Tijuana would have showed up.
No, of course.
You know what I mean? But he didn't do it that way. It was Pedro Gomez in front of him or somebody like that.
Yeah.
Yep.
And he let it rip. Let's play that. How long is that tape, James? 7 minutes now. We want to play that tape?
Sure.
Let's play that tape.
What are your thoughts on what the Astros did yesterday?
I thought the apologies were whatever. I thought Jim Crane's was weak. I thought Manfred's punishment was weak, giving him immunity. These guys were cheating for 3 years. I think what people don't realize is Altuve stole an MVP from Judge in 17. Everyone knows they stole the ring from us. But it's over. They apologized. They went together and apologized. And, it is what it is now. It's 2020. We have an unbelievable team in this locker room. Just met Betts and Price, and I'm really looking forward to getting this season going.
When you hear, though, their owners say, we don't feel the need to reach out to personally apologize to the Dodgers, how does that make you feel?
I don't think we're necessarily looking for a text. Because we all knew what they were doing. Teams complained to them, to the MLB, what they were doing, and they only started, criticizing it when it went public. So that was another part where they messed up at. we don't need a text. We know what they did. We knew they were cheating the game for 3 years. So it is what it is. Like I said, it is 2020 now. So we just got one of the best players in the game, and we added a great player and a great person in our staff. So I'm excited to get the season rolling.
How do you feel about Mike Fiers?
You know, it's tough. It's tough to say. He felt.
Volume didn't change, monotone doesn't change, wasn't in a professional wrestling stick, wasn't overly aggressive, just very matter of fact. I think that made it more identifiable, more believable with. I got a lot of respect for him. Okay? We're going to talk about the...
Trout was similar, too. Trout.
I don't think Trout was as articulate.
No, but it was... It
was similar.
Yeah.
Similar, very humble, very dressed down, very low-key.
Right.
Yeah, the Astros are lucky that Pedro and Clemens and Gibson and Koufax aren't pitching anymore because they'll be going at their head every game.
Bob Gibson be going upside the head.
Oh, you got that right. And the commissioner's already come out and kind of warned every major league team that, any type of retribution is going to be dealt with heavily.
Well, it's going to happen.
You better do it.
It's gonna happen, though.
Because it's going to happen. And we're going to get into that in a little bit. Two things that I took from that thing. Do the Dodgers, and let's go right down the line here. We'll start with Clint. Do the Astros or the Dodgers and Yankees an apology?
Apology, no. I mean, this is not like grammar school. I mean, look, it is what it is. They did what they did. They got caught. I mean, what are you supposed to do? Give the trophy back, or the dumbass commissioner over the weekend?
Yeah,
a piece of metal.
I do want them to give the trophy back, and we're going to talk about that a little bit.
An apology, no. But I can tell you this: Dodgers are going to be playing with a chip on their shoulder. I think all the teams this year. Maybe,
could the Astros have a chip on their shoulder?
Maybe even the Astros, because they have probably more to prove than anybody.
Absolutely, they're going to be the hunted.
Because I can tell you this:
you me,
if they come out and they all hit 330 like they're capable of, a career, and Altuve and the third baseman there, Bregman. And they come out and they win the division again, and they're in the playoffs. Well, all this kind of goes down the drain anyway. As far as we could do it anyway, type thing. But apology, no, I don't think they.
Right.
Considering the apologies that the Astros players and management made, I don't think we want to hear another apology. I think this is gonna carry into the regular season. There is gonna be some bad feelings from players. I mean, Mike Clevenger was, from the Indians was saying, these guys are gonna get beamed repeatedly. Nick Markakis came out and said, the Astros deserve a beating. This is going to go on for a while.
These guys are union brothers.
And listen,
remember that.
Right.
Remember that.
But you're talking about money.
I understand. I understand. And we're going to go to that fine.
Integrity of the game.
We're going to go to that fine line. We are definitely going to handle that. What does your apology or not, Dana?
I don't think so. I think their apology was half-hearted, to say the least.
Sure.
And like both of these gentlemen said, there's going to be some retribution. Do I know what it's going to be? Somebody's going to get drilled, and we'll see what happens with that. And like you said, the Astros got more to prove than anybody.
Sure.
Because they do have good ball players.
Sure.
There's no doubt about that.
Sure.
But now they're going to have to really prove it.
The Astros owe not just the Yankees and Dodgers, they owe everybody an apology. But not the type of bullshit apology that they gave.
Half-hearted.
They needed Oprah Winfrey, sit on the couch, come clean, hold nothing back, tell 110% the truth kind of apology. And that still might not be enough. But they need the mother of all apologies to do this. Because look at the skepticism we're carrying into next season. Are they going to get hit? Quinn's right. They're lucky they're not going against Pedro or Clemens to the old school pitches. Then you have the quotes of saying what's going to happen with this guy, what's going to happen with that guy. We cannot have that, man. This is not Rome circa gladiator event here.
Right.
This is the United States of America. This is our pastime.
Well, and these kids are throwing like 98. They can actually kill someone if they go up and in.
For sure.
And we're talking about the kids on the field. We're also talking about how about the kids in the stands that are getting taught these lessons.
Kids at home watching on TV.
Whether Charles Barkley was right or wrong about being a role model, I learned a lot of my lessons from the sports games that I went and watched play.
How people carry themselves.
I learned that Walt Disney doesn't write sports scripts too often.
No doubt.
Okay, I learned that the team that plays the hottest usually, if everything being the same, usually wins. You know, I learned lots of things. I learned that you have to handle bad calls. You learn a lot of lessons, and they have a responsibility. Being the America's pastime and being baseball, which held an antitrust exemption for over 100 some odd years, where they weren't taxed on their income. You know, it has to be better than this. It has to be. Quinn, let me ask you a question here, and if you don't want to answer it, don't answer it. Your kid, he's cool. He's an athlete. He's got a lot of swag. But when he's with you alone, has he asked you any questions about this that you kind of felt fucked up answering?
As far as the scandal with the Astros, and everything that's kind of going on over the weekend, he just kind of asked questions about the technology because he doesn't even understand about the old school, you know, being on second base, looking at the catcher, you know, flashing a one, going over to the outside corner, and then just giving the batter. You know, he doesn't even know about that stuff. And as far as technology, like with everything now, so he just kind of said, you know, what did they do wrong type thing. He didn't even really understand it. So, and at 14, he's only 14, he's in 8th grade, but he doesn't even really know, you know, like when Pedro came out and said, if this ever happened with us, he doesn't even know about that part of it.
You know? He hasn't seen that. So
he to answer your question, he asked about it, and I kind of told him about the technology and how different it is from when I played and what he's going through. But he's not even at that stage yet where, you know, cameras in the dugouts, and so he doesn't even know what's going on. You know,
when Bellinger rips into him towards the end, and he talks about Altuve taking his shirt off, like, who does that in the moment after the game-winning, series-clinching home run? That's insane. Nobody does.
Nobody.
Actually. Okay? They're grabbing it, everything. If they are found to have lied and have used on-body technology, do you think the discipline should change for them?
Absolutely.
Yes.
Yeah.
Totally.
It should change now.
Okay.
It should change now. I mean, the commissioner this is just it's not good for baseball. The integrity of the game
is at risk.
Is at risk.
Sure.
And he, you know, like I said before, the players are the ones who did this, and for the general managers and coaches who probably knew what was going on.
Player driven.
It was a player driven scandal.
And that's so how do you give immunity? Usually doesn't work that way.
And you know,
I mean, the boss doesn't get immunity unless he contacts the other bosses. Like, who's ever got the motivation, whoever's making this happen, deserves to be punished the most.
Well, and it's Michael. It's just like a murder on the street where you get the guy, but then he gives the police the top guy. Kid does 7 to 8 years instead of life because he's ratting everyone else out. It's almost, and this is why the players are getting bullshit. It's almost like the same thing. It was a player-driven scandal. They got immunity, and now it's just, you know, we apologize and we're going to go on forward.
Yeah, it's okay. But it's not okay.
And that's why, you know, I mean, Trout. Are you kidding me? Mike Trout coming out, you know, bullshit.
Sure. Yeah. And I think that's healthy. That's a healthy purge. Now, I'm sure the union isn't very happy about this. And one thing about the union in baseball, okay, they have a special relationship with their players. And the baseball union kind of did every sports union a favor. Kurt Flood.
Yep.
We know his story. We don't have to go. They opened the cash gates up to it. Let me ask you a question, though. James, how much? Where we at with this segment? 30 minutes. 30 minutes. Well, 30 minutes just for this segment.
Total.
We're going to take a break. We're going to come back. I'm going to ask a question. What happens to the Astros players' children at school, their wives at church and at the country club and at the shopping mall, and what happens to their overall legacy and quality of life? I think it's going to be a very painful back end for the Astros. Sinners in the heart of Texas. We'll be back with more right after this.
My house and my property are the biggest investment that my husband and I have ever made. That's why, after a bad storm destroyed our deck, I called Gemini Home Improvement. They gave us a fair estimate, were professional, and most importantly, they did a great job. I highly recommend Gemini Home Improvement. If you are looking to fix your roof, vinyl siding, or decking, call Gemini Home Improvement.
Call Gemini Home Improvement at 401-309-7092. That's 401-309-7092. They make your vision come true. It's what they do. Gemini Home Improvement.
Do you want to feel radiant, beautiful, and confident? Do you want to feel 10 years younger? Come to Spa Number 5, the Face Fox, located at 580 Wood Street in Bristol, Rhode Island. From Botox fillers to laser fillers and top-of-the-line skincare, Spa Number 5 has all you need to feel beautiful again. Go to spa-5.com or visit us at 580 Wood Street in Bristol, Rhode Island. Take advantage of all our fall specials happening now. Spa Number 5, the Face Fox. Party Dress Express is your one-stop shop for a dress for any occasion. Whether it's a prom, a graduation, a special night on the town, or your wedding. Party Dress Express has over 15,000 dresses in stock and prices to fit any budget. Party Dress Express is located at the Tower Mill, 657 Quarry Street in Fall River, Mass. Open 7 days a week. Call Party Dress Express at 508-677-1575. That's 508-677-1575.
Life around here can be hard. Money's tight, unemployment's high, and sometimes opportunity seems too far away. You work hard and often. At times, you might not have the time or the energy to fight. The insurance companies in corporate America have endless resources and their pockets are full, and they don't fight fair. That's why when it comes to your legal matters, you need someone who's fought them and won over and over again. Someone who's going to take it personally, not get intimidated, not get bullied or pushed around for an early or unjust settlement. My record is proven. The results are clear. Let me and my firm fight for you when you need it most.
At Excel Recycling, we want to turn your trash into cash today. That's right, cash money immediately for your old appliances, old automobiles, metal wire, and scrap salvage. Excel has 3 locations in the South Coast. 17 Hill Road in New Bedford, 37 Charlotte White Road in Westport, and 15 Ridge Hill Road in Asona. Nobody will pay you more than Excel. At Excel Recycling, we want to turn your trash into cash. Come see us again at 17 Hill Road in New Bedford, 37 Charlotte White Road in Westport, and 15 Ridge Hill Road in Asona.
KB Glass Company can cover all your needs. Commercial, residential, storefronts, glass replacements, custom showers, and mirrors. Whether it's for your business or your home, KB Glass is your one-stop shop for all your glass needs. Call KB Glass at 508-677-7179 or 401-639-2716.
Okay.
What type of commentary are we? What type of? We're back. Oh, you running into you want to sit my chin up? We're back, and we are back on 108 pitches.
Stitches.
Son of a bitch!
Let's just change it to going yard.
No, we're not. No, we are not changing this name. Hell no. I love it. And everybody I asked loved it. If I fuck it up, then I need to get like whipped with a belt. Hopefully by Dana the Dominatrix at the Fox Lady.
Thanks, Mike.
No, now we're talking about you, Dana. I don't even know what you're thinking about. I was talking about you. Get that bullshit out of your head right now.
It's not there, trust me.
I'm talking about Dana, female. The Dominatrix of the Foxy Lady.
Thanks for the clarification.
Jesus, you just scared the shit out of me. I've had some bad nights, but if I ever woken up to you whip me in the ass, I think I'd be about it for me.
Listen, it's not going to happen, so you ain't going to have to worry about that.
Okay.
Full-fledged leather.
We know this. We were talking off the air, and we said I said I think there's going to be a 30 for 30, 15 years from now, talking about the ruins left from the Astros championships. I don't think the pain that they're going to have to worry about is going to be about getting hit by pitches or getting bad calls or getting booed and stuff to any of my other teams. I think it's going to be much more painful than that. I think it's going to be much more internal than that. I think when they go to church, people are going to look at them differently. Okay, like Robert Shapiro when he represented OJ. That bothered him more than anything the press said to him. When they walk into restaurants, people get up and leave. When they open up the paper and say people in Arizona aren't having Red Sox teams in Little League, Astros teams in Little League anymore. Okay? Mm-hmm. Most of these people have kids. Most of these people have families. And most of them probably live around the Houston area. And most of the people that come in contact know that they're professional athletes and they play for the Astros. How are they going to deal with that public scorn and that public shame? And how intense will it be?
Well, the $50 million in their bank account could help a little bit.
You think so, though? Does $50 million in the bank account come help you when your kid is crying?
It help me.
It would, but but your kid's crying, he gets beat up in school, right. Dad, they said that you're nothing but a cheater, and that you never would have won if you didn't cheat. That type of shit is going to happen.
You know, we all...
And as a man, Quinn, I know you as a man, like, you can have the $50 under your mattress, but if somebody fucks with your kid like that, you're gonna bring out you're gonna bring the drama to the mama, right. Okay? Mm-hmm. And that is gonna happen. That is going to happen to them. Believe it. Right. Go ahead.
And as a father, you know, I'm a father. I have a 25-year-old son. But if anything's ever going wrong with my son, I'm feeling that pain too. All right? Yeah. Just because if he's having a problem with this or that, you know, I'm feeling that pain. So that's gonna come home. That's gonna be at the dinner table. It's going to be front and center. It's going to be at the church picnic. Exactly. It's going to be at the town. It's going to be at the town carnival. It's going to be at senior night. You know, in Alameda, Texas. They're not going to be able to get away from it. I agree with you. Yeah.
Going out for Friday night pizza.
What? You talk to me, guys?
I disagree.
Okay.
A little bit.
Tell me.
A little bit.
Good.
Only because it was a 1 year thing.
2 year thing.
Well. 2017 is the
focal point
because they won the title in that year,
and they won the title. But you know, this is I mean, look at the steroid era. The steroid era was what 12, 15 years, 10, 12, 15 years. The Maguires, the Cansecos, the Bonds, the Sosas. Yeah. I have a funny feeling if they come into a restaurant, then they're not going to be booed out of there. Time heals all wounds, and this was, a 4 or 5 player thing. I tell you who's not getting any heat is Beltran. Beltran was the mastermind of this.
But he lost his job. Lost his job with the Mets.
He lost his job.
He did lose
but
his
he
job.
Was the mastermind of all this.
Yeah.
Carlos Beltran.
Him and Cora.
Well, yeah. I say Beltran.
Yeah.
I think Beltran showed Cora how to do all this.
Right.
You know, whatever they were doing. And you got to remember something, too, with the Red Sox might be behind the 8 ball in about another 10 days themselves. Never mind the Astros.
Does this... So...
I just think in time.
Without me sound like a bigot, could the origins of this type of sign sealing operation come from the Caribbean League, possibly? Caribbean leagues?
Never been there.
If you got Joey Cora's family is like Mr. Caribbean first family
Yeah,
in Puerto Rico for sure. I've been there.
I can tell you this: the technology in the Dominican and Puerto Rico is not even close to
I know.
American baseball. So,
Sure.
you know, maybe they came up with some type
Maybe the
of
trash can.
maybe they came up with some type of system where they adapted
No, of course, yeah.
to the game in a way with the Americans in it. And then once the technology came in, they were like, "We've been doing this for years,
Yeah.
our own way, and now we got these
Sure.
TV screens, and this is like stealing." I don't know.
So we think that Cora is going to come out worse on the end of this or better?
After the Red Sox investigation?
No. We're going to wait a week, I guess, right, for everything?
It should be coming out this week.
Right.
He could. I mean, look, he could be the coach for the Red Sox next year. I mean, you know.
JD,
What happens? What happens if the report comes out this week and the commissioner says, "Look, we don't have much on the Red Sox other than there was an Apple Watch incident a couple of years back, but that's got nothing to do with this. We just don't have much. How is Cora back not in baseball next year?
Sure, but let me ask you a question.
They suspend them for a year.
How many people in that locker room can hold a secret? If they do dive in. If they do a deep dive into the Red Sox with Cora and they interview the ball boys and the clubhouse boys and the assistant coaches and the valets and everybody who does the dirty work and all the players, somebody's going to snitch.
And
too
the
many
video
people. And too many people to hold that secret.
I don't think a lot of people knew about it, to be honest with you. I think people had an idea about it. I think Beltran and Cora and then a couple of guys. I mean, do we remember the London series?
Yeah.
When it was like, 18,
yeah,
17
yeah.
every game. And Cora mentions, because Beltran was a coach for the Yankees, correct?
50 runs combined in 2 games.
Remember what Cora said after one of the games? He's just doing a little bit better than we are right now. He wasn't talking about location of pitches or throwing out people. He was talking about technology and how the Yankees were getting up on the Sox with what was coming.
So is there a possibility the Yankees are cheating? Because if the Yankees are cheating too, I don't want to hear them pissing them out about the Astros cheating.
Well, listen, there's no question in my mind
Yeah.
that Beltran was on. Am I right or wrong? He was on the staff.
He was.
For last year on the Yankees, right?
Well, he played with the Astros
He played
in
with the
17, and he was I think didn't he play with the Yankees one year? 18.
I don't know if he was a player or some type of coach with the Yankees.
Look it up.
But here's the thing: whatever Beltran was doing with Houston, he brought over to the Yankees. Now, everyone might not have known. I mean, maybe it's just a Latin player thing. Maybe I mean, Correa's Latin, Altuve's Latin. Maybe he just did it with the Latin players. I mean, Cora's Latin. Maybe it was just maybe it was their own little secret society type thing. I mean, I don't know, but. A lot of teams, I think a lot of teams knew what was going on. And I tell you another thing about the investigation. I don't think the commissioner is telling everybody what they know. I don't think the commissioner wants society to know what he knows for the integrity of the game and just because baseball is already going down.
Sure. But one thing
the
that
tubes anyway.
One thing that we have been taught through history, Quinn, is the cover-up's always worse than the crime, right?
I guaranteed. There's no way the commissioner wants the public to know everything that I think he knows, and that's another reason why I think the players are mad. I think they're getting off.
I think if this commissioner comes up there and plays it cute, I think it could be suicide.
I think the commissioner's known about this for years. To be honest with you, it finally came out when was it Fias? He came out and said something.
Fias is the one. Yeah.
I think the commissioner's known about this for years.
What kind of blowback do you think the players and the families are going to get over the next 5 to 10 years because of this scandal? You think it's going to be as intense as I think? I think the money's going to ease the pain, like Quinn said.
I think it's going to be intense, like you think. I think it's going to these kids or children of these ball players. They could be in college years down the road, and somebody's going to say, "Yeah, Dad was a cheater."
Oh, that's definitely going to happen.
So I think it's always going to be there. They're going to be labeled.
But like, who are we talking about? Like 4 or 5 players?
Yeah, four or five players. Altuve.
You know,
I think even the innocent are going to be lumped in, Quinn. Who? I think even the innocent players will be lumped into it. I think if you were a player on the Astros team, I think that you're going to be called to cheat for the rest of your life.
That's another thing with the investigation. Who are the players? They haven't come out with that.
Full disclosure is the only option here. It is the only option. So that 60 Minutes could and New York Times could pick it apart and not find anything wrong with it.
They're putting everything on the management, as we know, Cora and Beltran, the general managers, and they're leaving everything else alone. And I don't think they want people to know what's going on, and they're just leaving it at that. And the coaches are taking the heat, and that's it.
If I'm Joey Cora, thank fucking God I'm on a beach in Puerto Rico somewhere chilling and forgetting about this. Do you think he wants me going from Baltimore to from press report to press report to press conference to press conference? Hell no. Go ahead, Brian.
I was gonna say, outside of Houston, I think these players are gonna and their families are gonna get crucified. But I think inside of Houston, I think there's a certain amount of forgiveness.
Really? You were picked on at school
Absolutely.
at a young age?
Absolutely.
And you think that the kids are going to get picked on because 5th and 6th graders are going to be loyal to the Astros?
If you're loyal to the hometown team, sure.
But half those kids, you think fifth graders think that way?
No, because kids are brutally honest.
Of course they are.
Yeah,
Kids are brutally. Kids are mean.
Yes, exactly.
You know, I think if their kid's better than them, say, "What are you cheating like your father's doing?"
I think they're gonna get some shit. I mean, listen,
yeah,
they're gonna get some. You know, but just,
yeah, no doubt about that.
You know what I mean? I think so, and that's why before we take our next break, I want to talk to Quinn about this. We're going to talk to everybody about this again. If you're a rookie, you ain't saying shit. If you're a utility player who's hanging on by dear life, you're not saying anything. But if you're a veteran in that Astros clubhouse, there's not one holy roller, there's not one family man, there's not one person that says, yo, whoa, hold up. I want to win a World Series more than anybody. But everything has a cost, and everything has a limit. And I'm not. My granddaddy played in the St. Louis Cardinals in the '40s. My grandfather played for the Brewers. My name is special where I'm from, okay? And I am not going to besmirch my family's name, okay, by being part of this nonsense. No, I understand why the rookie's not doing it because he doesn't have the status to do it, and I understand why the utility player. And let me be perfectly clear with you. I've been in locker rooms in the Big East. He's been in locker rooms in Major League in professional baseball. Okay. If you go against the grain, it is not a very friendly place. Quinn, were you surprised that nobody with the little traction in that locker room put his foot down and said, "Fuck this, I'm not doing this anymore"?
I'm not surprised because it's a locker room. It's you get 25 guys in there.
Uh-huh. Are you going to do it?
I mean, listen.
Are you going to do it?
Am I going to do what? Say something? No, I'm not saying anything.
Gonna say nothing.
Especially when we're winning, I'm going to get a World Series ring. Hey, listen.
So you're going to cheat to win?
Well, can I explain?
Yeah,
something?
sure. Yeah.
When I was playing in the early '90s, I saw steroids being performed.
Sure.
Right in the locker room, and this
Sure.
was the old steroids where a needle went in your ass.
That's right.
This wasn't where you can go down to the local store and get a shake, which is on the list for for MLB where
banned substances.
Banned substances.
Yeah.
Right.
If honestly,
Yeah.
if I knew and I didn't know a lot about steroids in 1991, but I saw people sticking themselves, and everything back then was the bigger the stronger.
Was the amphetamines in the locker room too at that time too?
I just remember steroids. I remember needles, and I remember guys going in the corner and doing this and doing that. If that sent me from single A to triple A,
you would do it.
And I went from 12 home runs to 30 home runs, and then signed a contract for $10 million. I would have done it in 1991.
Sure, yeah.
I mean, I've done a lot of other stupid shit from 1991 to now. I might as well have done steroids back then. But
and I understand that a guy on the fringe who does the steroids and the PEDs. I just don't understand why Barry Bonds did it. Because he was good enough without it.
He was
Well,
already-
and
he was
He was the
already
best
great.
player in baseball.
And you know what-
I understand a guy that's looking to make a living. That could be the difference between 10 home runs and
Yeah.
22.
Right.
I get that. But as a grown man in that locker room today with Chase being 12 years old, Quinn, you don't think it would bother you? I think it might.
And remember something with steroids, it wasn't considered cheating back then. It's,
No,
you know,
there was no policy.
there was no policy.
We're going to take a break. When we get back, we're going to talk about Pete Rose. And is there a sphinx coming from this fire of the Astros? Will the Astros burn down, help Pete Rose burn up, and get into the Hall of Fame? I am the Hurricane. It is 108 stitches. Don't you change that dial.
Boy.
My house and my property are the biggest investment that my husband and I have ever made. That's why, after a bad storm destroyed our deck, I called Gemini Home Improvement. They gave us a fair estimate, were professional, and most importantly, they did a great job. I highly recommend Gemini Home Improvement. If you are looking to fix your roof, vinyl siding, or decking, call Gemini Home Improvement.
Call Gemini Home Improvement at 401-309-7092. That's 401-309-7092. They make your vision come true. It's what they do. Gemini Home Improvement.
Do you want to feel radiant, beautiful, and confident? Do you want to feel 10 years younger? Come to Spa Number 5, the Face Fox, located at 580 Wood Street in Bristol, Rhode Island. From Botox fillers to laser fillers and top-of-the-line skincare, Spa Number 5 has all you need to feel beautiful again. Go to spa-5.com or visit us at 580 Wood Street in Bristol, Rhode Island. Take advantage of all our fall specials happening now. Spa Number 5, the Face Fox. Party Dress Express is your one-stop shop for a dress for any occasion. Whether it's a prom, a graduation, a special night on the town, or your wedding. Party Dress Express has over 15,000 dresses in stock and prices to fit any budget. Party Dress Express is located at the Tower Mill, 657 Quarry Street in Fall River, Mass. Open 7 days a week. Call Party Dress Express at 508-677-1575. That's 508-677-1575.
30 seconds, okay? If possible, another commercial.
Another summer has passed, and once again, your dream of having a pool in your backyard has come and gone. Right now is the time to make sure it doesn't happen again. Call Apollo Pools and Spas now and lock your date in for the pool you have always wanted, for you, your family, and friends to enjoy. Don't wait another minute. Call Matt Collins at Apollo Pools and Spas at 508-923-7381. 508-923-7381. Apollo Pools and Spas is located on Route 44, Lakeville, Mass. In today's day and age, security isn't a luxury, it's a must. That's why it's time you call Total Security Technology. Whether you're protecting your house from a break-in or package poachers, or protecting your business from vandals or thieves, Total Security Technology will help prevent the crime from happening or catch the criminal in the act with their state-of-the-art security system. Call the area's foremost security expert, Scott Bazinet, at Total Security Technology for a consult. Call Scott at 401-297-7982. That's 401-297-7982. Quality counts at Highland Fence. Highland Fence has been keeping neighbors friendly and protecting your businesses for 31 years. That's 31 years of serving Southeastern Mass and Rhode Island. Whether it's residential or commercial, Highland Fence's reputation is second to none. Remember, quality counts at Highland Fence. Call Highland Fence at 508-678-4650. 508-678-4650.
My house and my property are the biggest investment that my husband and I have ever made. That's why, after a bad storm destroyed our deck, I called Gemini Home Improvement. They gave us a fair estimate, were professional, and most importantly, they did a great job. I highly recommend Gemini Home Improvement. If you are looking to fix your roof, vinyl siding, or decking, call Gemini Home Improvement.
Call Gemini Home Improvement at 401-309-7092. That's 401-309-7092. They make your vision come true. It's what they do. Now, Allendale, memberships. Hello, everybody, and welcome back to 108 Stitches.
Very good.
That's right. Oh, you're out. We used to have a best punch-out call, no?
Oh,
Get every jerk off. Get every jerk off
There was
umpire.
one guy that.
Literally.
Oh, they had some pretty good ones.
Steve Piper.
Yeah, Steve Piper. That's a New Bedford guy.
Oh yeah. We should get him in here. Like, give like a decent prize, so like maybe like a $300-$400 prize. And every every jerk off umpire in the world
He
like
would
give him the
love to
best
do
punch
this.
out.
Get
I
out
mean,
of there.
God rest his soul, my man Nelson Macedo.
Nelson was great.
I loved him. He got a lot of calls wrong, but that's all right.
That's part of it, man. You know,
He
Check
got a lot
your
of.
phone, man. You missed a couple of calls.
Michael, he got a lot of calls wrong.
why do you love him? Because he was
Neighbor,
part of it. He was
Ward
part
5
of
counselor,
it.
New
Yeah.
Bedford,
He's a
neighbor,
really good guy.
family friend, really good guy.
Yeah.
Awful umpire. That's all.
Terrible. Terrible.
Awesome man though. All good.
Okay. The question of the night. I took the liberty to do it for you guys today. The 108 Stitches. Should they vacate the title? Should there be postseason ban or year suspensions? Right. And the answers that we've got, and some friends of ours, Quinn,
Yep.
J.J. O'Neill says vacate the title. C.J. Pont vacate the title. Sandro D. Suspend everyone for a year.
Yep.
And kill them in the draft.
Well, they got hit hard in the draft. I mean, they're losing 2 first rounders that's huge.
Next 2 years.
Next 2 years.
Yeah.
Suspend players.
That's what I think. And that's why I think
Money in draft picks.
suspend players. I mean, whoever it was, they have to be suspended. I mean, look, 2 games, 30 games, whatever, but something.
Quarter of a season,
can't.
maybe.
If you're getting suspended 60 games for PEDs, then you get suspended 60 days for this or 90 days for
There's
this.
a kid for the Astros yesterday. He's a pitcher. He got suspended for the whole year.
For PEDs.
Yesterday.
Yeah.
Repeat offender.
Oh yeah, because I think maybe the second or third time. Yeah, and I tell you what, one more time he's gone from baseball. But
Yeah.
they got to, and that's what the players want too. They want some suspensions.
So nobody's with me in vacating the trophy. And hold on, let me preface this, okay? If they get found using electronics on the body, if they take it from a trash can or his eye symbol, or if they put it on the body where 1-2 is a curveball, I say they vacate the title and put an asterisk there.
Yeah, I agree with that.
You agree with? So if they found
that's really going overboard.
that's the time, and that's what I think they did. I think they did it.
Well, there's no proof of it, but again, I don't think the
Look at the
commission's
body
gonna-
language of Altuve coming
Why
around
is he
there.
doing this? Don't touch me.
I know. And when those guys know, I mean, listen. I don't care what they did for cheating. Altuve, Correa, Springer, they can play. They can hit.
Yeah, they're good.
When they know something's coming.
Then they can really hit.
That's what. Hey, you remind me of Trout because he started live. He goes, "You don't think I wish I knew what was coming?"
Yeah.
That's what
If
makes
Trout knew what was coming, he hit 600.
that's what makes a 300 hitter a 400 hitter.
Well,
Listen, if you played baseball, you know what's coming. You're going to be able to square it up. If you know, if you're sitting on a curveball and you're waiting on it, you're going to be able to hit that ball. You know, so if you know what's coming, it just makes the game so much easier. And that's part of the greatness of baseball is you don't know what's coming.
It eliminates the guesswork.
When does the changes the pitches come into play, Quinn? When do you tell your son that you're not going to really see like the change of pitches change? I mean, he's playing at a high level AAU right now, right?
Correct.
yeah.
So when's he going to really start saying college?
Really start seeing good pitching?
Yeah, like the changing of
Changing
pitches.
speeds and everything?
He's seeing it already.
Oh, he's seeing it already.
Yeah, he's seeing it already.
He plays in the EBL, which is
Yeah.
one of the better leagues in New England. And he saw 13-year-olds been out of baseball a long time. I can't judge from the stands anymore, but I would say low 80s, 80, 81, and that's moving the ball.
Yeah.
For 13
and they're spotting the ball.
He's already seeing that.
I mean, now I still coach youth, 10 and 12-year-olds, but I've always teaching my kids, got to spot the ball, number one, spot your fastball. All right? If you can spot the ball, you live on the outside corner, you can get people out. You go up and down.
You'd be surprised. I mean,
they're throwing a circle change. They're throwing overhand curveballs.
These kids are way more advanced than what we were.
Yeah,
by far. He's already seeing that. I mean, what he's not seeing. I'll tell you what he's not seeing. He's not seeing 3-0 changeups. He's not seeing 2-1 curveballs.
They're not pitching backwards to him.
If 0-2, 1-2, he'll see some junk, but it's not where you're at a high college level or in the minor leagues or the majors where it's 2-1. If I throw this guy a fastball, he's going yard. 2-1 change, 2-1 slider.
Correct.
He's not seeing that yet. He won't see that probably until a very good varsity pitcher and then into college. He's definitely not seeing stuff like that yet.
Sure. What if the scandal with the Astros morphs into a serious bench clearing brawl with the Dodgers, and then interleague play? What if it morphs into a serious bench clearing brawl with the Yankees? What if the stain in the anger doesn't go away? Then what happens? What does baseball do? Do they say, hey, listen, we got bona fide rivalries right now? Because the people are going to watch it.
Oh, yeah. No doubt.
People are going to watch the people are going to watch the hell out of the first Dodgers Astros game.
There's no doubt about it.
What do they do? Do they?
If anything, MLB's getting a little boost because they needed a boost.
Yeah.
I think it's going to happen. I think somebody's going to get drilled. And there's going to be some fisticuffs on the field.
I mean, really, 162 games, potentially, people can be watching. 162 of them can be watching all over the nation, just to see if one of these guys gets beamed or if there's a fight.
Well, that's what they are.
162.
That's what they are. That's what you and I are going to be watching for.
And you want people talking about your sport during the off season, good or bad. You want, and this is what they've been able to do. Brian,
any attention is good attention. That's what I'm looking for. I haven't found
it'll be. I don't know if they are, but it'll be pretty cool if the Dodgers and Houston had a 3-game series or something. Yeah.
Oh no, they will play because Houston's in the American League.
It would have to be.
It might be, like you said,
it might be interleague, but
interleague. The Yankees and Astros are definitely going to play. So.
Oh yeah.
That'll be interesting.
The Red Sox and Astros are going to play too. There might be no one on the team. AAA guys might be playing that game.
Correct.
We're going to save the Red Sox for next week's show. But we do have the Jared Schuster update. And Danny, you want to break it down for us?
Sure. So Jared got his first start against Milwaukee, Wisconsin Saturday.
Sure.
Came out of the gate real strong, struck out 6 of the first 7 batters, and finished with a line of 12 Ks, 0 walks, gave up 5 hits.
Yeah.
ERA of 3.0, and I'm missing something.
Each week on 108 Stitches.
Each week we're going to do the Jared Schuster.
Each week we're going to do a Jared Schuster update.
His dad had asked me to clarify. Last week we mentioned 2nd to 3rd round.
Yeah, no walks.
His dad thinks that's a little high, but I said, well, he's always the glass half empty. And I said, so if you want us to say 3rd to 5th round, we'll say that right on the podcast.
Yeah.
So, but really, Jared, so this week he's going to Long Beach State. They'll be out in California. And, they got a few more games, before the ACC. Right, great start to the season. He's leading the ACC in strikeouts right now. So
good.
Yeah.
Good.
Kid from the Bench.
Now gets drafted after
June. He'll get drafted June.
Sure.
In June.
Like the first week of June.
Yeah. Yep. So yeah. And we were spot on with the slots, like what we had said.
Yeah. No, listen. Yeah. Every week we're gonna give an update on Shu.
Right.
He's a stud. He's a tall lefty, throws gas from the left side.
He was sitting at 94 to 96.
If he continues doing what he's doing, I'm going to have to agree with his dad. He's going to be a 2nd or 3rd round there at least. Well, my opinion.
That's what I think too. So.
No, but that's what we were estimating too high, right?
Well, his dad thinks that, but that's just his dad.
His dad was listening?
He watched the podcast.
Good.
He
Cool.
watched.
We should have his father on.
Yeah, well, he would love to come on.
Sure.
I think.
Yeah.
He's got a lot of insight on like how when he was doing his thing with Jared, nobody was doing what he was doing. Like doing AAU things, getting him in the best situation possible.
I'd say what if you could like somehow at inception put a little like lefty fluid and get your lefty. That's more than half the battle when it comes to the major leagues, right?
The thing about Jared too, he was a great hitter and center fielder too.
Sure. Most of them are.
So
You should just see him warm up 30 minutes prior to throwing.
just be
It's the whole D1 collegiate.
He's a pro already.
When I was drafted, there was a lot of high school kids that were drafted. A lot of high school kids compared to college.
Yeah, of course.
Now there's a lot more college kids getting drafted in high school because high school kids they're not ready. The pro scout now wants the kid to go to college because these programs, these facilities, it's amazing.
It thins the herd too.
It's crazy, man.
Yeah.
If you have the opportunity to play D1, any baseball, Division 2, 3,
Right.
the facilities are amazing. It's all turf. Like there's no bad hops. It's crazy.
Yeah, I know it is.
But they go there and they learn how to play baseball. Where you're coming out of high school, you just might be talented at that point.
Sure.
And Wake has a state-of-the-art pitching clinic where they, put all these electrodes and computers, and they really break down your pitching motion, everything you're doing. And now major league teams are going to Wake to see what Wake has. Wake's ahead of the game.
Sure.
They really are. So Jared definitely, he always says it was a good fit for him, and it's
It's the smallest school in the ACC as well too.
certainly turned out to be that so far.
Awesome. Well, we need to get the old man on here.
Yeah, absolutely. He'll come.
Bennett would do it. He would love to.
And get him on
I
the
can
show.
talk to him, no problem.
I am Hurricane for my man Q, for Desmo, for Dana. It's 180 stitches. We did the best we could. Hope we get better next time.
Podcast
Thank
City.
you very much.
Podcast City. Mike Karen.
You're out of here.
All right.
That's what we need.